I've been in the fighting game community for a long time. I've seen it all. I saw the Street Fighter V Rebirth. I saw the Smash community tear each other apart. I prayed for every single person who bought DNF Duel, and I survived the online era. And throughout all of that, my experience is still younger than Dead by Daylight. Released in 2016, Dead by Daylight was but an innocent child on a golden pasture, unknowing of its eventual success. Releasing with the admittedly underwhelming 4 survivors and 3, has it been 30 seconds? Killers. It was simply supposed to be what it said on the tin, a horror game, with one key difference: live service. Coming out with new killers, survivors, perks, and add-ons. But if that's all that it had, it wouldn't be a game that people play day in and day out, so what gives?
Next, dashes coming forward ground with a game of wall hacking potatoes here, but the patience is really coming through. For injured survivors, that would be so good. That's what swing coming through, not going to find the hit here. Petrol staying alive and happy, circling around with a perfect bait here as well. There's a potential rescue. In case you're new to DVDL, it is not allowed for the survivor to win. This has been officially the closest generator decision that we had in more than 50.
The name's Gladiated, but you can call me G. And this is why Dead by Daylight is a fighting game. I want to preface this now because I won't have a chance otherwise. When it comes to games where people are competing, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it be chess, cup stacking, or goddamn Fall Guys. There will be a competitive scene for it. And Dead by Daylight's no different. Then what even makes it in the same ballpark? Let's start by how a match plays out. Every match, there will be 1 killer and 4 survivors. The survivor's job is to complete 5 generators, open the exit gates, and escape the trial. Oh, okay. The killer's job is to down the survivors and put them on a hook. Hitting a healthy survivor makes them injured, hitting an injured one makes them down. You can then pick them up and put them on a hook. 3 hooks and they're out. Each killer has a unique power that only they can use. The Huntress can throw hatchets from afar, dealing damage from survivors from plenty of miles away. The Hillbilly has a chainsaw, which he can use to skip the injured state on survivors. And the Clown has... Oh, this guy's cheating. Oh no, it's a bot. Dude, the bots fucking cheat, dude! With 39 killers in total, and Freddy Five Night on the way, it's easy to see that this gives a ton of variety to matches. But if that's the case, wouldn't everyone play Killer? Why even play Survivor? And here's where we get into the real meat and potatoes. Killers, for the most part, are 15% faster than survivors. So what do survivors have to defend themselves? This is a matchup tile. Every map will have some form of these, and sometimes some maps have unique ones. Every tile will consist of either a pallet or a window. What the fuck? A pallet can be thrown down, creating space between you and the killer, where the killer can't go through, but you can. The killer at any point can choose to break the pallet, but it locks them into this animation, giving survivors some time to run away. Sometimes it's worth it to break the pallet, sometimes it's worth it to play around it. And then there's windows. The killer and survivor can vault windows, but killers vault way slower. Survivors can also vault it slow, medium, or fast, but to do the last one, you have to have momentum, meaning a window can be good from one side, but not from another. Also, if you vault it 3 times, the window will be blocked, meaning you won't be able to use it anymore. Survivors can also save other survivors by blinding the killer with a flashlight as they're picking one up, or dropping a pallet on their head. To deal with situations like this, killers will have to use mix-up mind games. Things like the red stain in front of killers being camera-based, so by maneuvering your camera in specific ways, you can force survivors to do things they may not need to. Double backing in loops, making survivors do a small turnaround animation, which can be enough to get a hit, and 50-50s. That one's the same? Walking through a pallet, thinking a survivor will drop it, getting a free hit, and vice versa. And finally, leaving. Leaving's the strongest mind game, no one ever talks about that. Even when these things are true, it wouldn't be a game that has numbers like these. So what gives? And here's where we talk about assists. Perks. Each killer and survivor has 3 perks that are unique to them, and prestiging a character, aka getting them to level 50, unlocks them for everyone else. And these perks can range from anything to vaulting a window or pallet gives you a speed boost, to being able to see the killer's aura when you finish a gen, to a goddamn parry. And of course, killers also benefit from perks like this, like blocking the exit gates for each hook you get in a match, to being able to see when a survivor scares a crow, to a mega lunge. Remember those 39 killers? Do a little math and you can see how messed up it is. That's not even including survivors. Survivors have more. Playing around these perks, and consequentially having to deal with them, gives so much replay value. And what's funny about it is, Dead by Daylight, despite trying their hardest to balance it, is not a very balanced game. So competitive ends up banning most perks. But then, why? In any match, there will be 2 games going on. Killer, which is a solo experience, making sure what generators are being completed, knowing what survivors are running and how they play, and weighing your options to fight and chase them. Survivor, however, is a team-based experience, making sure each person is doing something important, like doing a generator, healing another survivor, going to unhook someone else, trying to get a save, or doing an invocation that'll get you yelled at, guaranteed. Because of this very different dynamic, it's hard to get people excited about new perks for a chapter because you have to balance it like this. And sometimes, people like that. Take Scene Partner, for example.
Name a country that starts with the letter L.
My first thought was leukemia. All this perk does is make you scream and reveal the killer's aura when you're looking at them. This perk does nothing, but it's fun to just scream when you see the killer. It makes stealthing impossible against them. It's pretty stinking funny. And sometimes people just like that, but then it won't sell as well. But then we take a perk like Decisive Strike. When you get unhooked for the next 60 seconds, if the killer downs you and picks you up, you can save yourself without any outside help. A perk like this is so mentally damaging that killers will down a survivor that's been unhooked and wait a full minute to pick them up, regardless of if they know if they have the perk or not. And remember, again, 149 perks. Being able to keep track of what perks a survivor has is very taxing. But honestly, some people are game for that. Some people are down when there are tons of options to use against each individual person. Being able to play differently based on what they're playing, and using something you might not originally would've. Which thing was I talking about? You know what, since I'm a killer player, let's talk about some of them. Starting with Dracula, a recent addition. When playing as Dracula, you have 3 unique forms that you're able to change into at will. Vampire form, which lets you shoot a flaming flame pillar. I did not write that. Which lets you shoot a flame pillar that damages survivors. A wolf form, which lets you dash twice and damage survivors. And bat form, which lets you fly really fast and teleport to windows or down pallets, but you can't see the survivor. Each of his unique forms could be a killer on their own, but he has 3 forms, and each of them has a unique thing about them. The vampire form's flame pillar can actually go over obstacles that are shorter than it and have a gap. The wolf form is in second person, so you're able to see the survivor even if the survivor can't see you. And just because you're in bat form doesn't mean you can't hear the survivors, even though you can't see them. How about something simpler, like the Death Slinger? It was the first killer I ever bought, and I mean I had to, it came with a propeller hat, like what? I wasn't allowed to say no. The Death Slinger is only 10% faster than a survivor, and to make up for it, he has a whole ass gun. When a survivor is shot, he's able to reel it in and cancel it into a swing at any time, or let the chain break, which will damage the survivor but never down them. What makes him unique is how many situations he can benefit from, and how many perks he can naturally play around. Perk to vault the window faster? Doesn't matter. Strong tile? As if. The goddamn parry? Don't care. Also, just because there's something there doesn't mean you can't shoot through it. I joked about it earlier, but I actually do quite enjoy playing the clown. Oh, had Dissolution! Dissolution! Yes! Dissolution! He has 2 bottles. The pink one, which slows survivors, and the yellow one, which will speed him up, but can also speed up the survivor. He also only has 6 bottles before you need to reload. The yellow one also takes a little bit of time to activate after thrown. So what you can do is place a yellow one in a tile first, and while it's loading up, you can throw a pink one, slowing the survivor and speeding you up. He also throws his bottles at an arc, meaning you can throw it over tiles sometimes to pre-place bottles. And in my opinion, the best killer from a design standpoint, the Spirit. The Spirit's power is you stand still for about a second and then are able to dart around as fast as you want. The catch? You can't see the survivor, and the survivor can't see you. You have quick and quiet. Oh my god, you have quick and quiet. As the killer, you're able to see their scratch marks and hear anything they might be doing. And as a survivor, you're able to hear this hissing sound effect, which is actually where the spirit currently is. And if you don't have headphones, well, truthfully, that's your fault. Even though I've been talking about how much this is a tight-knit game, the most fun I have with it is when I don't care. The best example being Chaos Shuffle. Chaos Shuffle gives you 4 random perks for each killer and survivor in the match, and there's no way to influence what you get. It's how I found out a few perks that I actually do like, but that I wouldn't run otherwise, that being Aftercare and Human Greed. Aftercare activates when you unhook or heal a survivor, or they do that to you, and then you're able to permanently see each other anywhere at the map at all times, and it only goes away when you get hooked again. You can also do this to multiple survivors at once. It's really cool to be able to cooperate with people, even if you can't verbally communicate with each other. Which they should add. They actually shouldn't. That would be terrible. Oh my god. Human Greed activates when a survivor gets close to a chest, and then their aura gets revealed for a little bit. And a second effect, which we do not talk about. Not only does it make some killers really strong in tiles, a chest will 100% of the time spawn in the basement, which is a really hard place for survivors to save themselves from. And it makes this perk terrible. Like, you should feel bad for being bad. Both these perks are considered pretty not good, but I don't care. They're fun. I like them. I played the game to have fun, compared to most people who play it to not have fun. The point I'm trying to make here is DBD's a very special game. There's not another game like it. Well, that's good at least. It has almost infinite possibilities, with thousands of hours that people can have over you. I still remember when I had about like 400 hours, which is a low amount, by the way, and I ran into someone who I could tell was better than me. So I asked them at the end of the match how many hours they had, and they had 2,500. The skill gap in Dead by Daylight is equivalent to a fighting game, which is something I do have enough time in. Hey, look at that. I mean, one has Goku and the other has Ghostface. I mean, that doesn't seem fair. Oh shit, maybe it is. What the That's all from me. They really gotta make it free to play though. Like, I got mine from Epic, and that's the only reason I gave it a shot. I joined at Skull Merchant too, which if you know anything about the game, that should say a lot. Anyways, have a good one.